Hello. I just saw on YouTube some lady like 9 years ago post like her dream that she had excuse me, about the Iran nuclear war or something like that. And then it's kind of coming to fruition 9 years later. So, and it honestly reminded me of one dream that I had that I will always remember. It's probably never gonna leave me, and I am a Christian. Yeah, I love Jesus. Yeah, I'm a Christian girly these days, and so I think this dream was from the Holy Spirit. And I do have, every night I started lucid dreaming like a long time ago. And then, but now whenever I dream, I'm aware, but I'm not lucid in the way where I can be if I need to be, if I want to be. But usually I choose not to be too lucid because I don't want to like change things too much, because then I feel like you fall through the like magnetic or electro waves of like the dream world. Feels like you're like, I'm fucking that shit up. And maybe I shouldn't curse. We'll bleep that. But anyway, so yeah. But in this dream, I had like a good amount of awareness, but I wasn't able to like completely change the settings of everything. So it started with me like on this cliff, kind of looking out point, like this. And then there was kind of like sunset type of darker, maybe like pinkish orangey sky in the background. And there was like a deer or a stag spirit. Like his booty was facing me and he was facing out towards the sunset. And his eyes, okay, so instead of a head, he had a shape of a head, but it had like a bunch of eyes coming out of it. So like, you know how their ears are shaped like this? It was like eyeball shapes like that, and they were like fitted together nicely. And he had like a little bouquet of them. And talked to one of my like witchy coworkers I used to have, and she was like, well, I also learned that a negative spirit is usually going to be like deformed in some way. So, but she made the point that since it was so uniform, like the bouquet of eyes on its head, that maybe it wasn't the worst guy out there. Maybe he was a sweetie. But I also do this thing in my sleep and in real life where it's like the power of your voice, so powerful. And so in my dreams, I'm always like, if you're evil, you better boo, you better scoot, you better truck it, okay? And so we were standing on this little veranda looking out, and I was looking out and I'm go, if you are not nice or something like that, I was like, you gotta get out of here. But like, if you're sweet, you can stay. I was like, nothing evil around here. I don't remember what I said. But, and then it like flew up. It flew off. Well, it didn't fly up, but it kind of like hopped off of the cliff and like went whoop and like disappeared type of vibe. And I couldn't tell if it left because I cast it out and it was vicious in some way, or if it was a deer and I scared it. Sorry. Also, I do be doing that in my dreams when I come across like spirits and I'm like, who dat? Because growing up, my godmother, she's a nun, and she was like, if you ever meet a spirit and you're unsure, ask it to start like bowing down, and not to you, but like bowing down to Jesus the King and like the God, the Lord of all lords, and like that will show you who is a good spirit. And so I couldn't tell if that was a good spirit or not. Anyway, I didn't write, okay, sorry. But here's the rest of the dream. No, I'm lost it. Okay, let's find it. I will edit this video some. So a little better, I guess. Okay, ready? this is where the dream gets a little like, oh, this is not fun. This is not fun. And I'm gonna probably tell you after about another video I was watching, and also like Plato's allegory of the cave. Let's think about Plato's allegory of the cave while I'm reading you my dream journal. Okay. And also, this was on, I think this was like Christmas morning that I wrote this down. I was at my boyfriend's family's house celebrating Christmas. But okay. So, and I do have like a little, I'm talking so much, but I do have like a little like, oh, here it is. Spirit and Dream Animals, the book by Richard Webster. And because I just needed like a little like dictionary style book, or I could just be like, I dreamt about a pig last night. What does that mean? Okay, so here's my dream journal. And I wrote down what the meaning of the deer and the stag is. I think they're a little different, but to dream of a deer is a sign that your tenderness, compassion, and understanding will be required to help someone who needs protection. Okay? And now here's the dream. Okay. After I saw the vision of the deer spirit, I was in a recurring dream. Every 5 or so minutes, it felt, a nuclear missile would fly its way into our sky and go off. And it looked like a little firework, and I drew it. But immensely larger. Its tail was a long visible train, kind of sparks, and I believe I saw some orange and yellow colors when it would go off. The first time, I was moving out of another dream. It looked like walking through the backstage doors at my old high school. I dream about that hallway a lot. I think in waking reality it's changed. A glass entryway added. More hallway, windows, smaller courtyard area. I used to see color guard practicing rifles out there. I like to ground myself a little bit and like real memories, dream memories. Keep it, clean. Keep it clean. Okay. But in dream, it looks how it did when I first saw it. I walked through the hallway to the backstage door with Marissa, this girl in my choir, who also had a stalker, and she passed her stalker on to me, and sometimes he comes and say hi. Okay, get back to the damn story. Where our stalker originated from. Yes. We walk through the door. Dark backstage, painted black. I look over to my left where she was walking, standing next to me. I had felt this before. I felt if I looked out to where the stage would be, I didn't, but if I did, I'd see the field I was in the first time I saw and felt a nuclear bomb so clearly in my dream. Then, however, me and my old friend Ryan was in Marissa's place. At that point, I knew it was about to happen before anything did. In the field with Ryan, she was just out of arm's reach. And I had no time to reach for her. I felt the warmth roll over me and engulf me. I saw the mushroom cloud and the sky turn orange, yellow, and red. I turned to a spectator, flying around the wreckage. Post-total annihilation. I say this because when I was a kid, I super dramatic jumped off of the fireplace and go, total annihilation! But it's actually from the Cats and Dogs movie. Love that movie. Let's see. Jeff Goldblum is in it. Then and now, I interpreted the feelings I had as for Ryan. Wow, we're getting a little deep here. As though I felt she was a safety blanket, and I couldn't save her from the bomb. More to explore with this dream. But this time with Marissa, I had the foresight as to what was about to happen. I turned to her and pulled her into a hug. I told her something along the lines of, it's going to be okay. It's not going to hurt. And then the bomb went off. By this time of day, I can't remember if when the bomb exploded I felt heat or pain, but I went into another dream where within 5 minutes, so it felt, relatively speaking, another nuke went off. This time the missile I wrote about earlier, I was on a lake. Wait, this time, with the missile I started the story with the little like sparkly one, right? So this is I forgot about, I wasn't gonna like read the dream journal, but I'm glad I did because I forgot about that little part with Marissa and Ryan. So that's interesting. Pulled her into a hug, said, it's not gonna hurt. I should have told her it's not fucking real. Anyway, we'll get there. So this is the part I will always remember, okay? I was on a lake, in the water, swimming some before a woman told me I should get out. These are the waters of innocence, where many go to rinse their belongings and cleanse and purify themselves. Hello? I climbed onto a small boat/raft, the kind entities like the women were on. I call them entities because I don't know who they were. Definitely not angels or demons, more common, middle ground feeling energies, like myself. There were other way larger boats, looked like yachts. I can't fully recall if I was swimming or on a raft-like boat, but coming up behind me was a yacht. I got the message I need to get out of the way. I recall it not being the easiest to maneuver out of the way and navigate the waters quickly. I believe that's when the second bomb/missile of the night's dream came, but first for this location went off. I felt the heat roll over me. I didn't know if I warned others before it happened. I don't think I knew it would. But I was then there again, and I'm not positive if I knew the missile would reoccur that time. It did a few times, 3 or 4. I caught on after the first couple. I began warning people. There's a few things I'll say to those in dreams, like along the lines of, this isn't physical reality. We're going to be okay. It's not going to hurt. It doesn't have to. You'll regain your consciousness again. Do not be scared. You are not going to be hurt. You are going to be okay. I believe this is spiritual warfare. I am aware of this physical reality's warfare. All of this I write is not an attempt to live in a fantasy world. When I go into reoccurring bombing dreams or being gassed after being planted within that setting to attempt to free others from the same environment, another dream I've had, like going undercover, it's not something my conscious ego mind is deciding upon. It feels like my spirit has joined a rebel brigade when I was asleep, like I was enlisted to carry out what help I have to offer. I'm aware of the wars on this physical earth, but I feel helpless. I try to keep myself educated, but what can I single-handedly do? Yeah, she's feeling a little emo. I sent it to my friend Lydia. Okay. But yeah. Plato's allegory in the cave. Okay, I'm gonna link a video in the comments. And I was just saying this the other day, because this professor, he do be eating. Okay, he do be eating. He do be putting 2 and 2 together sometimes. So everybody, reality is but a deeper dream. Khalil Gibran, one of my favorite books of all time, The Prophet. Reality is but a deeper dream. And we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay no matter what happens. If a nuke goes off, we've been having nuke talks for like 60 years. But the thing, I guess, I don't know what the main point is. Take what the Holy Spirit had me share and do with it what you will. But yeah, I'm gonna post this. Do you think YouTube will be mad at me for cursing within the first couple minutes? It's okay. Don't be scared to die. Don't be scared to die. What's really important in this life is get right with your own spirit, and then you'll get right with God's spirit. If you need help, ask Jesus. That's him, bro. That's the ultimate high priest. He's the bridge to God. Okay, but yeah, if we do get nuked, or even just like in the dream, how everything ends, and then guess what? We're right back. I don't know if we'd like immediately come back, but like get strong in your spirit so that if something does happen, your energy is still collected and calm, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you think. That was one of my interesting dreams I've had, and I'll remember forever. Named Kaylee. Thank you for watching.